And for many people, including Natalie and myself, the undisputed star of Monaco, Jules Bianchi.
So, how are you? Come to you first, Jules. How are you feeling? How was the party afterwards?
Party was good. Actually, we had fun, and I'm really pleased to be here with you.
Where have you been today? What have you been up to?
I've been in the factory to see the team because obviously not all of them were in Monaco, so it was good to see all the other people who are working out for us. And yeah, it was great to see everybody.
Okay. I bet they appreciated seeing you too.
I bet they did. And Derek, you know the family Bianchi a bit, don't you? How impressed were you with Jules' performance? And you were at the Monaco Historique. Were you actually at the races?
That's a lot of questions, you're
right. That's a lot of information overload.
The family, I knew, you know, his father pretty well, the family pretty well. But it was almost a bit before my time. And then, you know, to see how he got on at the weekend was fantastic. You know, it's just great for you to do so well. And the family, obviously, there's something about genetics in all this, isn't there, Johnny?
There is, yes.
Well, great scenes there, Jules, yeah. Bravo. Plenty to contend with. I'm sure there were a number of times where you felt that this was totally out of your hands. But let's talk about that move on Kobayashi. We talk about people getting KK'd, but he got JB'd.
Yeah, obviously it was a tricky move, but I had to do it. You know, I have been behind him for all the first stint, and I knew that if I wanted a good result, I had to be in front of them because they are the team who we want to beat. So it was important to overtake him. I obviously had this opportunity, and I took it. So yeah, I'm glad it works. And it was a pretty good move, actually.
Is there any other reason why you were able to get 8th, which of course then became 9th after the 5-second time penalty? Was it that the car has great mechanical grip? Were you lucky with a lot of people retiring? Is it the move to Ferrari power? What?
Well, I think we made definitely a step forward with the car after Barcelona test. We knew that. And also we saw that in free practice 1, 2 and 3 in Monaco because we were really close to Sauber, so it was a lot better than the races before. But yeah, then we have a bit of luck as well in the race, you know, because obviously it was a bit of a chaotic race. But yeah, we've passed the finish line, so this is good for us, you know. We need some luck sometime, and we had it.
Glorious.
Presumably, Jules, you have that in Marussia as well. Who's ever ahead on the track, whether it's you or Max, gets the first call on the strategy. And that's what Lewis was complaining that he didn't have in his battle with Rosberg.
Well, yeah, I don't know how it's working in their team, but for us, if you are in front, you have the priority for the pit stop, you know. So you should not be undercutting by your teammate who is behind. So, yeah, I don't know how it is in Mercedes.
There can be no other way, surely.
It's the same in Mercedes.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us about the harmony, the importance of harmony with your teammate. You obviously get on very well with Max, but if the trust breaks down in the team, how much of a problem is that?
Yeah, it can be a problem because you have to work together, you know, to pull forward your team. And if you start to have problem with your teammates, it's going to be difficult. Obviously, you always want to beat your teammate because it's the only man who has the same car as you, so you just want to compare yourself with him. But yeah, I think it's pretty difficult to be fighting like them for the World Championship, you know. Obviously they have an advantage, which is that they're completely dominating the championship, so they can fight and they will be still for 1 and 2. So it's...
I think Adrian Newey is after something that he enjoys. He made no secret of his dislike for some of the current rules in Formula One, all the electronics, Jules, and all the ERS and the lesser role that a great aerodynamicist can have. I'm just interested, as far as your engineers go, and John McWilliam, your chief designer, do you feel that some of the engineers are feeling it's all too complicated and gone are the days of one brilliant aerodynamicist coming up with a genius idea?
Yeah, it's a bit, maybe a bit too much limitation, you know, for engineers now. It's a bit more difficult to find a good aerodynamics, as we spoke before. Now the downforce is a lot less, so it's a bit more tricky for them to find a good car with that. But yeah, I think it's part of the job, so we just have to deal with that.
Wonderful Canada. I look forward to going back to this place. But we're on board with Sebastian Vettel. This is the start of the Grand Prix. I'm not quite sure he's actually going to be starting at the front of the grid like that. But as we get away, turn 1, always a tricky corner, Jules, and it's one of those corners you like.
Yeah, it's really a nice corner because obviously it's a quick change of direction. You're going to 2 and you have to take the apex there, and it's pretty
Yeah.
tough corner.
It is, and it's always this sort of curb here that you need to really get on it to get the shot out of it towards basically turn 3, which I love. It's very, very different because you can't really see anything as you go into it, as I pause it there.
Yeah.
You go back just that little bit, and there is no element of that corner really coming in, especially on the exit. But as you go through, it's over those curbs that are really, really
It's nice too, because you have to, in qualifying, you go really close to the wall in the exit, so it's pretty nice corner as well.
And this one's always tricky as well, because the apex is okay, but it's from this point you sort of think that sort of, you know, the line is going to be really sort of tight, but actually you want to sort of let the car sort of roll out so you can sort of keep the momentum as you go onto that back straight. And again, through the trees, when it's damp, it hangs because of the trees over the top. Really bumpy into here.
Especially here under the...
Yeah.
This one is always wet, and it's pretty difficult when it's drying up.
But it's the curbs, isn't it? You have to really sort of use the curbs on the right here, but especially on the left. And it's good for you this year with the Ferrari engine. It should be a bit of a benefit for you.
Yeah, for sure it will be better for us this year. And last year was already a good track for us, so we'll see this year. Happen.
Yeah, and that's always interesting, the lines here, isn't it? You see quite different lines, but again, you get some people, they're sort of going across, let's have a look, and they're more sort of over here. They sort of get themselves around this sort of point. But he does a wide line and then straight out, using all the left-hand side.
Yes, then a really long straight anyway, and that's why it's really important to have a good exit in the hairpin, especially in the race, and try to overtake in this corner, even it's pretty high speed. Looks really slow, but actually it's quite a quick chicane.
Yeah, and that Wall of Champions is something really, really special. Caught out a few of those in the past, but hopefully, again, with the super soft tyre and the soft tyre, it's going to be something that is going to bring, I think, an interesting race for you.
I think it will be difficult to manage tyres on this track.
It is, and I think it's going to be an interesting one all around, as I said about the tyres, but I think these guys here, they might have an outside chance of doing very, very well.
Try.
Very good point. OK, Jules and Johnny, thank you very much. And we will see some interesting races, and Canada can often. Jules, as we said earlier in the show, your result really has got the big teams looking at you. Do you expect to be with a different team next year?
Well, at the moment I'm really pleased with Marussia, so I cannot complain. The target will be to stay in Formula 1 next year. I don't know what will happen in the future. I'm not here to decide that. I think we'll have to do the rest of the season really well, you know. We already did 6 races, but we still have a lot of races to do, so I will have to keep focus on my target, which is keep improving, and yeah, if I can stay with Marussia, I will be pleased with that, but I'm not the one who decided anyway. Monaco
must do wonders for your confidence going into Canada. Give you a real springboard for the rest of the races for the year. Yeah, of course, it's really good momentum for me now, and I will try to keep going like this.